Chrysler Windsor, the Regal Chariot. Imagine the scene. It's the 1950s. Everything is in black and white except the cars, which are festooned in colors that would make a peacock blush. In this era of unrestrained exuberance, Chrysler brings forth the Windsor, a car designed to make the ordinary man feel like royalty, a sort of automotive butler with a V8 heart. Introduced in 1939, the Chrysler Windsor started life as a slightly more ordinary car before blossoming into a four-wheeled expression of American ambition post-World War II. By the 1950s, it had become a symbol of status and comfort, the kind of car you could imagine a soap opera villain stepping out of, right after tying someone to the railroad tracks. Under the bonnet of many Windsor models, you'd find a Spitfire six-cylinder engine, an ironic name given its leisurely pace. It wasn't about blistering speed. It was about a smooth, unhurried ride. Later models got a V8, making the Windsor less of a cruise liner and more of a speedboat, at least in spirit. The Windsor's handling had all the precision of a sledgehammer thrown by a blindfolded man. But that wasn't the point. You didn't buy a Windsor to tackle the Nürburgring. You bought it to glide down broad boulevards, its plush suspension soaking up bumps like a sponge made of marshmallows. Corners, best taken with the caution of a pensioner tiptoeing on ice. Outside, the Chrysler Windsor sported Baroque styling cues, fins that looked like something from a fighter jet, boatloads of chrome, and an expansive grille that seemed to grin maniacally at everyone it faced. It was as if the designers had been given an unlimited supply of shiny things and told to go wild. Step inside, and the Windsor greeted you with an interior so luxurious it might as well have been lined with mink. Bench seats that doubled as living room sofas, a dashboard festooned with enough dials to run a small power station, and acres of space. This was less a car and more a mobile sitting room. The steering wheel alone was so large, turning it felt like a full-body workout. Then there were the features, things like push-button transmissions, which was Chrysler's way of saying, we have buttons and we're not afraid to use them. Climate control? Yes, in a rudimentary form, but hey, it was the 50s. Other cars could keep their manual levers. The Windsor was all about elegant simplicity. Safety was, let's say, a bit more laissez-faire. You had lap belts if you were lucky, but the real protection came from the sheer bulk of the thing. In an accident, the Windsor was less likely to crumple and more likely to simply rearrange the offending object. Parking, on the other hand, was an activity that took as much planning as a small military operation, its size rivaling that of an aircraft carrier. As the years marched on, the Windsor evolved. By the time of its final bow in 1961, it had become larger, grander, and more opulent. It was Chrysler's standard-bearer of mid-century bling, a rolling testament to an era when cars were about making you feel a sense of occasion every time you turned the ignition. Today, the Chrysler Windsor stands as a monument to a bygone age, a period when cars had personality, presence, and a touch of the theatrical. It's the kind of car that makes you long for the days when driving was an event, not just a commute. So, if you ever find yourself lucky enough to drive a Chrysler Windsor, remember, it's less about how fast you get there and more about how you feel as you do. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chrysler Windsor, a Regal Chariot for an optimistic America. Love the nostalgia? Smash that like button and subscribe to autoicons. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on our next automotive adventure. Together, let's keep the glory days of classic cars roaring to life.